This is Industry Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we analyze a different industry. Today, we're looking at 15 things you didn't know about the gambling industry. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hey there, Aluxers, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're trying our luck at one of the biggest industries around, the gambling industry. Gambling is often referred to as gaming. It's the wagering of money or goods for a prize. Think the lotto. That's gambling just as much as going to the casino. Surprisingly enough, games of chance date back to the Paleolithic period. There are so many different types of gambling or gaming organizations in different states, such as lottery commissions and gaming boards. Gaming is legal throughout the world and often is a tourist attraction. Las Vegas and Reno are both well known in the United States, as Monte Carlo is in Europe. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. So, with all that said, let's just roll the dice, shall we? Here are 15 things you didn't know about the gambling industry. Number 1. The Little Wheel is known for being the most popular game in the industry. Did you know that roulette is one of the most popular games at a casino? In the US, the wheel contains 2 zeros, or is called a double zero game. In Europe, the same wheel contains 1 zero, or is called a single zero game. The zero is the out number, and means the game is null if the ball lands on it. Otherwise, bets are on. Roulette means little wheel in French, and people play it by the numbers and the colors. Number 2. Gambling plays a huge part in the economy. Legal gambling alone has a major impact on the economy. It's estimated that in 2009 alone, the gambling economy totaled $335 billion. In 2015, the Las Vegas Strip alone took in $6.348 billion, while Shreveport, Louisiana, took in $732.51 million. There are gambling references and scenes in many major motion pictures, and people flock to gambling establishments for vacations and holidays. Number 3. The house always wins. The roulette wheel in Casablanca was rigged or fixed. Rick in the Cafe American suggests that the Bulgarian refugee bet on the number 22 and he wins the first time. Rick suggests he bet on it again, doubling the stakes, and again he wins. Rick then tells him to leave the bar and never return again. The saying goes, the house always wins, but maybe the house is always right is a better phrase. When gambling makes its way into art, it becomes immortalized. While an evening at the blackjack table may last a few selfies, a scene in Casablanca is film history. Number 4. Gambling existed before the first casino was ever created. It is difficult to say when gambling really took off. According to many records, gambling has always just kind of been around. There is recorded history that gambling houses were widespread in the first millennium BC in China, along with animal and cockfighting. There are so many records of gambling events from lotto games and dominoes in 10th century China to as-nas, or a type of poker in the 17th century in Persia. It's not until the 17th century that the first casino is recorded. As of 2011, it's estimated that 5 regions, the US, Asia, Canada, South America, and the Europe, Middle East, and Africa, will have yearly revenues of over $1 billion each. Number 5. Gambling's projected revenue per year is $335 billion. There are casinos and then there are casinos. There are 4 countries which house over 50 casinos each, with the UK topping the list at 141. The estimated revenue of gambling is projected to be $335 billion per year. This is a staggering amount, considering no items are being produced in gambling. This, combined with the accompanying food, drinks, hotel stays, and rental cars, creates a sizable economy around gambling. However, the world's most renowned casino would have to be the Monte Carlo Casino in Monte Carlo, Monaco. It was included famously in a number of James Bond films and has been on the scene for many years. Number 6. Many countries have tried, but there's no stopping gambling. There have been several attempts in many countries and states to ban types of gambling. The result of most of these bans is usually illegal gambling developing in hiding. It seems that gambling is a staple of civilized life, whether one indulges in it or not. Albania is the latest country to attempt to ban gambling. Starting at the beginning of 2019, gambling will be illegal in the country of Albania, but with neighboring countries having legal gambling, this may not have much of an overall effect. Number 7. Gambling scandals exist on every scale. There have been betting scandals and rumors since the house held the cards. A recent sports gambling scandal involved the Phoenix Coyotes hockey team in the NHL. The coach apparently took thousands of bets from players and even Wayne Gretzky's wife to ensure the outcome of the games. This would guarantee winnings for the bettors. Number 8. Pete Rose's gambling addiction. Pete Rose's nickname is Charlie Hustle. Could you ever guess why? According to his estranged wife, although he earns over $1 million per year, he spends a substantial amount of it on high-stakes gambling. Rose was a Major League Baseball player from 1963 to 1986 and holds a Most Valuable Player award. I wonder what numbers Pete is playing today. Number 9. 9 times out of 10, the house will win, but there are still slim chances of being victorious. The unfortunate truth is that the house usually wins in gambling. How else would they keep the casinos and betting houses open? There are unusual exceptions, though, like Don Johnson winning $15 million at blackjack in one evening, but these are exceptions. However, according to CasinoSmash.com, if one bets on the same number and the same quadrant each time in roulette, the net sum will usually make for a winning night. Number 10. You always take a gamble gambling. It seems the highest stakes payouts or biggest payoffs are in the megabucks games. There are several reports of people winning over $20 million on a small bet, but on January 28, 2000, waitress Cynthia J. Brennan won $34,955,489 on a megabucks jackpot. But some say the money was cursed, as 2 weeks later her car was struck, her sister was tragically killed, and she was injured. Number 11. Gambling changed South Africa's economy forever. South Africa has an unusual evolution of gambling. Until 1990, most forms of gambling were illegal. During the 90s, the country decided that significant revenue could be generated from legalizing gambling, and it was legalized. With the advent of online gambling, regulation is always taking place. But in South Africa, citizens must forfeit winnings from international websites to the national gambling regulator. Number 12. Gambling ads in the UK and Ireland are illegal. The Remote Gambling Association in the UK and Ireland has come under some criticism by a Sky executive. Currently, gambling advertisements are illegal during sporting events, but Stephen Van Rooyen wishes to see it otherwise. Van Rooyen believes that most gambling occurs online, and the ads would not detract from the events. Number 13. Gambling is no longer an underground industry. While gambling is not nearly as important as grocery shopping, it seems it could almost be characterized as mainstream. In the US, 46% of the population plays the lottery, a form of gambling, and states generate $21.3 billion yearly in revenue for the government. However, there are cases of gambling addiction. They are in the minority, but it's very real. Number 14. Religion and gambling don't seem to coincide. Gambling has been brought under consideration by religious organizations as it deals with the social and financial lives of their members. It is interesting to note that as far back as the 4th century BC, a Hindu text, the Arthashastra, discusses legalization and taxation of gambling. As well, modern Catholics and Protestants have also included discourses on gambling. Number 15. Gambling had no true identity until Las Vegas. The link between gambling and organized crime is the stuff of movies, well scripted and researched. It may be noted that until the development of Las Vegas, Nevada, or Sin City as we know it, modern gambling didn't really have a landmark gambling hub of such a magnitude. The founding of Las Vegas is often attributed to the infamous gangster Bugsy Siegel. He was a well-known figure in the Jewish mafia and made much of his reputation during Prohibition. For some, gambling is an addiction. For many, it's just a bit of fun. But I think it's safe to say it's not going anywhere. So, that was the 15 things you didn't know about the gambling industry. But before you go, we're curious, Aluxers. If you had a chance to take a gambling-only vacation, would you go? Let us know in the comments. And of course, for sticking with us all the way to the end, you know you get a bonus. Here it is, number 16. Even in an increasingly casual culture, it may be interesting to note that there are still casinos which occasionally host white tie formal parties. In the earlier days, some casinos actually had white tie formal dress codes as a casino standard. But today, it is simply a code of yesteryear. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.